And the battery's flat.
Good afternoon, everybody. We've got Mr. ML. We've got we got Mr. Terry. What's up, Terry? Terry Grant, extremely sick driver. Today, me and Scousey are doing some much-needed drift prep. As you know, we had a little drift day last week, which went, yeah, mixed results. We did have a little tap at the back, as you guys know, but don't worry. She will be fixed. Unfortunately, we did get the car shock glow light a little bit, but I'm going to remove this now, send it back to Ken, and he's going to repair it for me. What I'll probably do next drift day is get used to the car first, then refit the lights once I know how to do a drift. First thing we're doing is changing the front mounted intercooler. This is the old one, and you'll see that the outlets are down at the bottom. This is actually Scousey's old front mount off his S14. The outlets are at the top, so yeah, once we do all the piping, it's going to be a lot shorter, and fingers crossed we should hopefully have a bit more response. And we've just mounted it up now so you can sort of see where it's going to sit. We might have to sort of make some custom brackets at the bottom, but yeah, it looks to sit pretty nicely. Main thing today is mount the intercooler, mount the sexual Fenix radiator, get rid of the misfire, maybe try and make the back end look a bit more pretty, remove the car shock glow lights because I can't be trusted, and that's it. So yeah, we got Big V on the T28R, as I mentioned in the previous episode. We got this from Muzzy at Jack West Mods, and if I go in here, we've actually got a brand new, well, second-hand downpipe for it. Right, dogs? Yo, what's up? Fist bump. This is the new downpipe. The V has connected up the new downpipe, looking nice and pretty. Obviously, we're not going to fit this now. We've got a Speedtech manifold coming, and then yeah, once we've got the Speedtech mani, we can use the new turbo, new downpipe, and then we've got a Power FC D-Jetro, which will get rid of the MAF sensor and use a map instead. Once that arrives, we can plug it all in, run a base map, take the car up to Greg at Pro Tune and get a map. And yeah, fingers crossed, you should be running hopefully about 300 wheel horsepower. Now it's probably about sort of 240, 250 wheel horsepower, so it should be a nice increase. We've got the new intercooler sitting pretty. Obviously with the end tanks here and the outlets at the top, we need to cut out a bit of metal just to give access to the intercooler pipes. But yeah, once it's connected, you've only got to go from there to there as opposed from down underneath and all the way up. So yeah, should make the turbo a little bit more responsive. We have now removed the rear lights. Hopefully Muz has got a set of normal cookies which I'll run at Santa Pod until I've learned how to do a drift and not break nice things. So if you guys look here, we're just using 3mm steel to make a backing plate for the hydro. Look at that, precision engineering. Yeah, we're just making the final touches on the edges here, just to give it a little bit of enough clearance so it's not rubbing. We've got a nice chap called Nat. He's a bit of a Monky London fan. I'm not. Don't know why he's a fan. Fucking now he's met me, I think he thinks I'm a prick. Terry is just removing or getting the stock handbrake out the way so we can get a place to mount the sexual hydro. We've got the Willwood master cylinder which we showed you last time, and if we remove the sheath, oh, there is the beautiful hydro. We have one hydro in place. Give it a little pull. No, it's not connected. What are you saying? Yeah. We also have the latest Carson Performance stickers, which we will proudly be supporting. Do you actually want to represent your business on my car? Have you seen what I've done? I do the cars.
I suppose it's good for business because you keep bringing me back repeat business.
There we go. We have Carson Performance sitting pretty on the car. We've also got another Monky London decal. We did have one. I don't know why Bill put one on one side but not one on the other.
Because I only did one to stand the cars.
Yeah, if you guys want to get your hands on those sexual ML decals, make sure you check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Monky London. If you check out Scouse's S14, he's actually got the 2J sort of temporarily mounted just to sort of see where it sits, but it's looking pretty snug. So yeah, we've got some good 3 litre 2J goodness coming to the channel very soon. So you guys can see now we've removed the viscous fan. Obviously the Fenix radiator comes with twin electric fans pre-installed, so we don't need to run the viscous anymore. We're just doing a little trial of the electric fans. Cool. What's quite cool about these Fenix radiators, they have a metal sort of cowling which goes around the fans, which helps sort of suck the air through and out the back of the radiator. That's where the radiator's going to sit, nice and tight. We like it tight. The best news we can report today is we now have the SSQV HKS bird impersonator removed, so I won't be doing any more squeaking at drift days. As you guys can now see, we've got the intercooler piping all connected. It's pretty simple to do because it's only got to go from there to there. Front end is looking a lot more complete now, nice and neat. It's always good to have nice shiny parts in here. Anything's better than that old crappy radiator. Where was it? That one there. Yeah. Now we have a nice shiny Fenix number. Next up, we're going to install the new or used Samco radiator hoses. Massive thanks to my main man Andy, who donated these to the S14 cause. Yeah, massive thanks, really appreciate it, buddy. This is Andy's Instagram, S14 Nash. So yeah, if you guys could give him a follow, we'd really appreciate it. Andy also has a really mental spec S14, which we're going to be reviewing later on this year once he's done a few more bits to it. Yeah, make sure you give him a follow, and many thanks for the rad hoses. You are a legend.
You've got a slight kink in here. It's actually pushing it against the chassis well here.
Just need to take a trim that hose down.
Trim a little bit off. Most of us can't afford to lose an inch, but I think we can do it on this one.
Don't worry, over time I'm not going to let this get really tatty like the Sora did. That was a missile car essentially, so the whole idea was to have a few sort of crashes and not really care too much about the outside of the car. But the inside was always very looked after. Underneath, the chassis was very good. The engine's always been very good. We shall get the little bit of damage fixed, and we shall get her looking pretty for the next drift day. Fingers crossed. We are all good to go with the hydro. We're just going to bleed the system and remove said air. Pump up the foot brake, will do so. Let me put my light on. Here we go.
Hold pressure.
Hold in. To the floor. Pump it up.
How does it feel at the moment? Is it quite firm?
Feels good.
Okay, well, we'll try and see if there's anything better anyway.
Alright.
Hold it back.
Holding. Yep. If you guys look down here, we now have the brand new Hel Performance stainless steel braided brake lines fitted on the front. And if we pop round the other side, there we go, another braided line in there. And we've also got them on the back as well. You can see the rear braided lines. And then if you look at the hydro, we've got another set coming in here. Ben at Hel Performance, you're an absolute star. We thought we had a bit of a power steering issue. Obviously in the last drift dives you'll notice we had a lot of power steering leaking. Scouse did actually find the bottom hoses weren't actually connected properly, so we've reconnected those, redone them back up. Fingers crossed it won't start pissing out power steering fluid again. We still have a bit of a gnarly misfire at the moment. It sounds like it's running on about 2 cylinders. We're just going to change the plugs. Scouse is off to Rome tomorrow morning, so we're going to chuck some spark plugs in it now. Fingers crossed it cures it. If not, I might have to investigate further and maybe get a set of core packs or something. Just look at the old plugs coming out. They are pretty caked in oil, which might be part of the reason we've got a misfire. Right, we just found out why we've got a fucking misfire. Because the spark plug tip is not there.
Yeah, so that's off cylinder number 3.
Yeah.
That would definitely cause you some issues.
Yeah, so hopefully we found a fucking misfire.
Yeah.
Massive thanks to Wayne, Auto Extreme. Got a set of 4 copper spark plugs. They're a heat range 7, which is a slightly colder plug. I think standard SRs came with a 6. Pretty sure. Yeah, these should, fingers crossed, get rid of the misfire and allow us to do some gnarly duggets. Scouse is just spraying a bit of brake cleaner into the spark plug recesses just to clear out some of the crap. Fucking hell, it's like Sora, it's like repeated of the Sora all again, isn't it?
Yeah.
At least we haven't got dead birds and fucking trees in this one. The other pending issue we have with this car is that the front tyres are a little bit too wide. Obviously these semi-slicks do sit quite tall. They're quite a chunky tyre. And yeah, the problem we're having is the tyre has already started to attack the loom inside, so at some point we're going to need to relocate this loom. If you look up here as well, it's also been catching on there. So yeah, what I'll probably try now is go down to a 225, maybe try and get a smaller profile sidewall. I'm not sure, do they do a 35 and 235s? Probably not. not in Westlakes and Achilles, are they? So yeah, we'll probably just try a 225 40/18 as opposed to a 235 40/18, and fingers crossed that will just reduce the lip a little bit and stop scraping and all this crap in here.
Well, if you lift the front up a little bit.
Yeah, well, that is a very good point. Yeah, as Vil just said, the other option is we could raise the front coilovers up a little bit just to give it a bit more space. The only thing we need to do with the battery is a little bit iffy. It's showing the correct amount of voltage, but for some reason it doesn't start the car after a while. So we might need to replace the battery for a slightly bigger one. But for now, we'll see what happens. Right, start her up, bad boy. Come on, Nissan, stop messing around. We're just going to check now to see if it sparks. Yeah, it is. Woo! What was up with it? There we go. What the fuck was that? Strange, isn't it? What we're going to do now is Scouse is just going to roll the arches. There is already a bit of paint missing, so a bit of paint might flake off. Scouse has got his arch rolling tool down here, and you actually run another business, don't you, called Arch Enemy? Yeah, and obviously your speciality is attacking arches and making them look fucking better and wider. So yeah, Scouse is just going over the arch with a metal wire brush just to get rid of any shit, so it doesn't get stuck behind the paint when he's rolling the arch. We're now just going over the sort of the arch lining with a heat gun just to try and soften the paint up a little bit to prevent it from cracking. So if we look now, well, you guys, I didn't show you the before, but there is quite a big flare now on the arch. So fingers crossed the edges of the Westlakes aren't going to catch quite as bad.
And then inside the arch here, if you look. So before, this was all like this, all sticking out. You can see how it's flattened up.
Yeah, I can see that. So it's a nice flat edge now.
Yeah.
We're just going to get the saw out the way because it's been sitting here for about a week. Bit of strobe. Right, let's do it, man.
Yeah.
Through this bad boy. As you can see, the Citroen is now looking wonderful. Vil's given it a full valet. We've also got a new xenon light. The other light was full of water, and luckily when we bought it we actually got given a spare light, so we just put the spare light in. So the right hand side looks really clean and the left side looks shit.
Yeah, I think who sold it to us was meant to put that light in, but it never did.
Dodgy sellers. So we're just going to spin the truck round, get the ramps out and get that lovely motor on the back. We have Mr V, we have one Citroen, and we have the car fully loaded, ready for a big skid day. Hopefully we're not going to do any more of that, but you never know. I do like to get on those doors. So yeah, cool. We've just got a couple of tyres to load in, and we're going to put the straps on now, and then we're pretty much good to do a big fat skid.